This is the first small group discussion with J. Krishnamurti in Gstaad, 1965.
If you have nothing...
No, I'm just trying to... If you...
No, go ahead, if you have something.
No.
If not, I have something.
Then please.
No, you go ahead.
Please, because it will come out. After all, doesn't matter. The whole thing, it will come.
Yes, sir. It will join up.
I like to discuss choice and time. Can you hear, sir?
Yes, sir.
What is the place of choice? And what is its relationship to time? Does it mean anything? And whether choice is necessary, and at what peripheral state it is necessary, like choosing this or that. And as one moves, or rather not moves, jumps from the peripheral choice, is there any choice at all?
How do you mean when one jumps from the peripheral choice?
I choose a clock.
Yes. You mean apart from that?
No, that has a relationship. Wait, watch it. I think it has a relationship to the peripheral, a choiceless state.
Yes.
Not, you can't come from the choice to the choiceless, but rather jump from the choiceless to the choice. I don't know.
Yes, without leaving the choice.
I want to first ask you, when you start by saying, is choice necessary?
Yes.
You start with that.
Yes.
The very question presumes that it is choice, we feel it is choice, we operate in choice.
Oh, yeah.
But I am questioning whether choice as such really operates at all.
At all, that's my point.
Well, there is any such thing.
Because freedom implies choice. You follow generally, as it is generally understood in the world,
Yes.
freedom goes with choice.
Yes.
Because I'm free, I choose to go to Lausanne this morning.
Yes.
But if I'm tied to a job, I'm not free. But I choose my job, which prevents me from going to Lausanne. But in a tyrannical state, there is no choice.
Yes,
I'm there.
There's no choice of, no, there is still choice in that sense.
Yes.
Because there may not be choice of action, but there's choice of thought.
Yes, but
Essentially, I don't think there is a state, the linking up of choice with freedom or lack of freedom really is what the trap one has got into.
That's what I want to first
So
clear
we
up.
generally
Don't jump from that. I want to clear
that
up.
is, no, I'm starting, that is, but the choice is that I can think one thought or think another thought.
But you have to do always what the community wants.
But that is still, essentially that is the choice.
Just go, we're jumping much too quick.
No, sir, I am not jumping quickly, but
Look for food. Let's start very simple.
Yeah.
We function through choice.
Yes.
Because we think we are free,
Yes.
and we function in the world of choice. Right. Then, if that choice is curtailed or limited post,
So when we generally speak of choice, we assume freedom, which makes it possible.
So, in a world where, in a tyrannical world, under a tyrannical government, tyrannical state, the choice is there is no choice except choice in thought. I can think what I like, but I have to do I have to do.
Go into the army of the opposite.
Yeah, that's so. We understand that, all that very clear. But is there such thing as choice at all? I don't mean everything's predestined and fatalistic and all the rest of it. If you see something very clearly, seeing, understanding it very clearly, there's no choice. You see it.
Yes.
But I wouldn't accept that. Christian, that's what you would say is choice. You see a thing very clearly and take whatever direction you feel is right.
No. Because you see what you see, and that seeing itself is action, which is not choice to do what you want according to that.
Only one thing is possible. Yeah. Where I live, for instance.
You see, sir, but can't make it too easy.
No, I know.
Let's
I'm jumping because I've thought a little bit about it this morning as well.
I mean, one can't make it too easy.
No.
That is, we operate in choice.
There
is not one action we know
which is not choice.
Yes. We feel that we have the right to decide.
Isn't mechanical action without choice?
I'm not. I mean, that's the too obvious level. I'm talking of every action which is purposive has a direction, and we feel that we can change direction. I can give up work. I can take up work. I mean, I can't minimize that part of my whole part of my life and part of my consciousness.
No.
That which direct.
Oh no, but I thought we'd gone.
No, but Krishnaji, if you
let's go back to where you started.
You can't, Krishnaji. How can you?
No. What I want to discuss is the problem of choice.
Yes.
Whether there is choice at all, not fatalistic. You follow? Second, what does choice involve when we choose? Right?
Yes.
And its relationship to freedom. And choice as time. I don't know if
Yes, yeah. I can see. Yes.
So I'd like to talk about that. Talk it over together. I mean, the obvious thing is very simple. We don't have to discuss that. I choose my husband. At least I think I do.
Yeah. But it's there that the whole problem lies, Krishnaji. If that is understood, then what you're saying becomes...
Yes, let's understand that. Clear that field. I choose between this house and that house.
No, I'm not talking of the peripheral choice. I'm talking of the problem of will in relationship to action.
Yeah, that's right. That is will and choice. And if there is there a will functioning, if there is no choiceless, if it is choicelessness. I'm going to...
Choice is will.
Choice in a sense involves a conception of oneself, doesn't it?
Choice.
Yes.
Yes. I have no concept about myself.
An image of myself.
Yeah, I have no image of myself. Why should I have an image of myself?
But are you talking from yourself? Or
No. Why do I build an image of myself? Anybody, X. Why does anybody build an image of himself? Why should he? Do you know why that is the center from which he acts? Isn't it? And to have an image with which he has identified himself becomes very important.
Yes.
Because in this monstrous world of mechanism, technician, etc., nationalism, so there is no identification with anything. Therefore, he wants to identify himself with, all the business. Mm-hmm. So, am I going too fast?
Mm.
So, with this identification with himself,
He matches it.
the choice.
So that is really, you see, all integration as we understand it is choosing action which is not in variance with this image.
With this image, quite. But now wait a bit. I see why we build an image. I understand it very clearly. Right?
Yeah.
And so I don't build it. I see stupid. I was first family, then the community, then the nation, go through that. And I see at the end of it all, I'm just nobody. You follow? I'm just a cog in a vast machine. So, as a reaction to that, I identify myself with an image which I have created for myself. From that I act, or approximate my action to that. And I say to myself, why should I build any image about myself?
Can I put that question?
I am doing it. I am putting it to you. Why should I build it? Be an American Indian, Catholic Church, Protestant, or family, non-family. Why should I? I do it because it gives me tremendous security. Otherwise I'm lost. So this is an artificial process. And in my search to be secure, I build this image. Right? But when I see the whole existence is insecure, right? Then why should I? Why should I why should I create an image with which I have identified myself at all? If I do, there is no freedom. I don't know if you.
But I say, but I cannot put that question to myself. I put.
That's a challenge. I'm putting it to you.
I took the challenge,
Yeah.
and I am answering from that.
Yes.
Because you see, suppose I say, sir, that yes, one cannot. Why should one build it?
No, we're not talking at the verbal level.
No, but I mean, I'm just saying to say that really to proceed further from there, I must be very certain of what I'm proceeding from.
No. First, not proceeding from there. First, I see the whole process of building an image about myself.
Yes.
Security, feeling safe, having no identity with any country, with any people except with my wife, children, which becomes also another form of silly identification. And so, seeing all the pattern, I reject it. Not as a reaction,
I want to go into the... Yes, what's it? I said, I want to, just because...
I'm going too fast.
No, one has done this, and I want to go into this problem of rejection.
Wait. A rejection in the sense, I see this too. I see it is no meaning.
Krishnaji,
It's not a problem.
It is not a problem. I don't see
I
it.
cannot accept that the image is not a fact to me.
Because you said that that's very simple principle there.
But I'm sorry for being a...
Go ahead. I know what you're trying to do. But I don't...
Can one say
Come on, see what?
that
you are
the
without
problem of
identification.
the problem of image is not there? Let's see when we proceed. Where we are proceeding.
Well, even one has fewer identifications than more than...
No, not
No fewer,
now
more,
more.
less.
There is no identification.
Either there is none or there is.
I don't identify myself with my country, with my family, with my wife, with my children, with my property, with my book.
Yes, but with myself?
I don't. I have no myself. Myself is the society, the structure, sociological structure, the psychological structure, the conditioning, all that. That's all I am.
That's why I'm saying, Krishnaji, that when you put this question, when I ask myself the question, why do I build this image? I can ask myself that question.
Yes, I do. I ask yourself, and you know why you built it.
Yes, I know why I built it.
Break it and go through. Go on. Get on with it. But if you say no, I'm sorry, I can't.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying let us open the picture.
We have quickly. I know it takes too long. I know. We have to open the picture. But I mean, since we have talked a little bit about it, since we know the whole world is trying to identify with itself anew, right? Before it was America, American culture, Greek and so on, so on, so on, so on. Now, we reject all that, if we're at all aware of all the things implied in it, and then I create another image which is not related to that, which is still related to that, obviously. I don't know. All creation of image must be related to the environmental conditioning. No?
Is what you are trying to say, Krishnaji, and what I mean, this is what comes to me, that the creation of the image is the process of time, isn't it?
I don't want to come to that yet. I say to myself, why do I choose at all? I choose because I have a pattern, the image, the picture of myself, who is this, and according to that I choose, right? We said that earlier, right? Now if I have no picture of myself, no image, then where does choice come in at all? Or is there a state in which choice is not, is not a thing of will, which depends on the image, right? Right, you follow me? I have no will, I have no choice. Then how do I act? I don't know, you follow what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
If I have no image with which I have identified myself, and therefore no choice, and therefore no will according to which I am going to act, because of my pattern, right? Right? Then what is action? I don't know.
Isn't it in relation to the facts, whatever they are? If there is
Then
no choice...
do I choose facts?
No, but facts are presented.
Therefore, there are only facts.
Yes.
Therefore, there's no choice.
No, there is
Therefore, only action.
something that relates to that.
Only action. Very interesting people, right? So, is it possible to live in this world which is entirely based on will, choice and action, right? The will according to the image, right?
Yeah.
And therefore, this everlasting contradiction between the image, the choice, will and action, all in contradiction with each other, right?
But in this state, I understand what is being said, but how does consciousness operate in this?
Consciousness. What do you mean by consciousness?
You see, Krishnaji, the difficulty
Look, people, the difficulty is this. I have no image of simplicity. I see a completely simple mind has an extraordinary activity of its own. Right? Not an idiotic mind, I don't mean a stupid mind, which is simple. That activity is not related to action, will, choice, and image. Huh? So I see that there is action without choice. If I have no image, and therefore having no image, no choice, no will, and an action based on will and choice and image. I don't know.
How does answer emerge then in such a state?
There is no searching. There is no challenging. There is no asking.
Answer just does emerge.
No.
Answer to what?
Nothing intervenes between the...
No. Don't be quick, careful. Don't go. This is a question. Wait. Answer to what? Find out, sir. Don't. Answer to what? To a problem?
To any problem.
What is the problem? Based on. Wait.
Certain problems. It is a state of.
My darling people, listen. Problem arises when there is image, choice, will, action. Action based on this. Of course. You see, go further back. That is, people, look at it. If there is no seeking at all, sorry, you follow? There is only when you are seeking, there is a challenge and an answer.
That's very difficult, what you are saying.
I know. I see that. Quite.
Very difficult. You seek nothing.
Me? No. Apart
No,
from...
but I mean...
oh, God, no. That would be terrible. Seeking means time, doesn't it?
Seeking means trying to find out.
Yeah, but time. You must have time to find out. Time according to the image that you have established about yourself.
But Krishnaji, just let us...
And torment.
Of course, the torment,
No, but-
guilt, and all the business of it.
Don't. You mean the mind? You see, seeking is not. I do not mean trying one thing and trying
No,
another thing.
that's too.
But
juvenile.
seeking is a state of mind. Seeking is a state of mind.
Yes. Seeking. All right. That is seeking.
Seeking is
What does that word mean?
where your mind
Probing.
probes. It is in a state of
Inquiring.
inquiry.
Wait, listen, people. Inquiring, probing, asking, searching out.
I just want to take that one word.
That I'm explaining that one word. That
That
word.
is when the mind, which is instead of looking
Outward.
or anywhere, it just gets into
It
the
looks
state.
inward
And darts around.
and searches around.
Same thing.
I have searched God. Let's take God, some image. Out there, Christianity, and I see that's so too silly. There is no such thing. And I turned inward. And I looked there. Looking there is still trying to find an answer.
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes,
Uh, the answer must be according to the image that I have about
I won't
myself.
even say that.
Otherwise, why do I want an answer?
No, I won't say that.
It can only be in terms of the question.
You see, then
Be
get
careful. Go slowly. Go slowly.
No, yeah.
Don't let's become conclusive.
Because this is such a.
Yes, I know it is. Don't let's become conclusive.
I mean, that your mind should, if it is, because that's the only state I know. Let me be. That's the
only
one state I
that
know.
is your seeking.
The seeking. That is the moment of quietness for me is when my mind, not knowing the answer, not knowing answer, gets in a state, as where it does no longer have the confines, is not confined within any solution.
Yes. All right. Which means what?
And so it remains. Now, I'm asking myself, what place answer has in it at all? I'm asking that question. I know I can't go beyond the state of seeking at the moment, Krishna.
That's right. Right. But why are you seeking? And what are you seeking? Let us confine ourselves.
You asked me this question.
Which question?
Choice,
Image,
image, time.
all the rest.
Now, how do I meet that question? I meet it. I would answer. I meet it by my mind being in a state of seeking. I use the word seeking.
I understand you're using, perhaps we're talking different.
I mean, because there is this state. The question is there. I can't say the question does not exist. And I am seeking to go through that question. I can't say that see, Krishnaji, then it becomes too much of a
abstraction. No, I don't.
What am I doing with that question?
Look, let's stick to that. What do? We have an image about ourselves, with which we have identified ourselves heavily.
Yes.
Then from that we choose, right? From that, to act there must be exertion, which we call will. So, action, will, choice, or choice before will, doesn't matter. Then there is identification. This is the process we know, right? And I see in that process there is battle going on all the time. That's clear.
That's clear.
Now, and I said, all right, I see that very clearly, and I said to myself, is there a state of action in which there is no choice at all?
No. The moment I put that word is,
you begin to seek.
the mind is in a state of finding out, not that it is looking to the past. Or
No.
I
say you can't do that. I say don't do that.
No, that's what I'm trying to get to.
Yes, I understand.
Because that is if the mind is not in that state, then it has not even met the question.
No, quite right.
In order to meet that question, that is an inevitable state.
Right, but I'm asking, after meeting that state, that question, you say, I'm seeking, in quotes. Trying to find an answer, trying to find out the fact, trying to inquire, etc., all the rest of it. I said, don't do that. You follow? Right?
Yeah.
Don't do that. But listen. So that you and I are in communion with regard to that question, not in communion with regard to the answer. You get what I'm saying? You want to establish a communion between you and me with regard to the answer. Right?
Yeah.
Right? But I said, you can't establish a communion about which you know nothing, and I know nothing. We can only establish communion with regard to the question. Right?
So in a sense I have to ignore my reaction.
You have to, therefore you're not listening to the question. If you say, no, I must ignore, I must not react, then you are not in communion with the man who is putting the question. You are in communion with your reaction, with your identification with reaction. I don't know if you... So you listen to the question and nothing else. Right? That's the only communion you and I have. Right? So, when we are communicating with each other with regard to the question, why are you seeking?
May I ask you one question, Christian? Suppose you were to say to me, Pupul, choice is necessary. You know, the opposite of what you have said.
Quite.
The response, as far as I were concerned, would be exactly the same.
No, you support that.
No, Krishnaji. If I listened totally to that, wouldn't the state be exactly the same?
Probably, it's quite. No, wait a minute.
No, I'm
wait a
asking
minute,
because,
wait a minute.
you know, this is a thing which is a very, very...
Wait a minute.
I just asked you that.
Yes, I'm telling you. You have a memory of the man who saying, act without choice. And you say, Baijo, what are you saying now? Contradicting what you have said?
No, I'm not even going into it. Suppose you were to say.
I'm saying that.
You say choice is necessary. People, choice is necessary.
I couldn't.
I'm not...
But I couldn't. No, you are... You see, that's what I'm... You are saying something which I would not say. You are trying to establish a relationship with the...
No, I'm only saying that you are not saying, but the same situation goes when I go out.
Yes, somebody says to me...
Someone says, Pupul, choice is necessary.
I said, what...
Do I... You see, I want to ask you...
No, I said rejected because I've already gone through all that.
No, that can't be Krishnaji.
What do you mean?
If I reject it because I have gone through...
No, gone through. I haven't understood it. I have to explain to him that state is not necessary.
No, but I don't know whether I'm making myself understand. I'm saying that where the process of listening is involved, whatever contradiction takes place in the challenge which is thrown at you, the listening to that question is the not seeking.
No, people were wandering off. Just a minute. Come back to the point. The point is this. You are listening to the question.
But whether the question is false or...
Right, leave that. You are listening to the question. We're not discussing right or wrong question.
Yes, we are... yes.
Hmm?
Yes.
You're just listening to that question. Therefore, you're not seeking.
No.
Hmm?
No.
Therefore, you say now, all search inquiry is stopped.
Yes.
Hmm? So you and I are in communion over that question.
Yes.
Are we? That there is the feeling of tremendous anxiety, conflict, etc., turmoil and torture, and you want to identify yourself with an image which will give you security, which will be pied-à-terre, which will be the platform from which you act, right? choice, will, and action. And in doing that, you're listening to the question. You see there must be contradiction, more turmoil, not less. Right? So you say to yourself, by Jove, this is a wrong way of looking at life. Maybe. So you say, by Jove, there must be some... So I ask myself, is there another way? Not seeking. Because if I begin to seek, I am still projecting the image. Rarefied or rectified or... No, we don't come to any conclusion, sir. Then we're lost. That's a fact, isn't it, Popo? Image?
Yes,
That's a
that's
fact.
one fact, yes.
Leave it now.
That's
No,
a fact.
oh, wait. Don't leave it. That's a fact. How do you look at it? Forget everything else. Is there a new way of choice? Cut everything out. That is a fact. Is it a verbal fact, intellectual fact, a fact imposed by another, a fact which you yourself don't see it, but are attempting to see it? Now, if it is a fact, in the sense microphone is a fact, and if there's no choice about it, you don't say, well, I'll accept that,
No,
or not accept it.
No,
It's so.
It is so, yes.
Huh?
It is so.
It is so, then what happens? The whole structure in which you have been built, which you have been functioning, collapses. And the collapse is choiceless state. Not that you have sought this choiceless state. I don't... Yes, sir. Have we jumped too much into it without beginning slowly, going bit by bit and coming to it? You see, really, one has to understand it, because if we accept, as we do accept, effort, turmoil, torture, anxiety, that's our state. And we accept that life. Right?
Yes.
That's the only fact we know. But if we say, look, I don't want to be tortured. I don't care. But I'm not going to be tortured about anything.
See, this is where, this is a point at which I have always found the difficulty. You see, Krishnaji, as long as one is probing and exploring and opening up, listening and seeing, I think I comprehend. But the statement that I'm,
Go ahead. I know.
I've always found it difficult to.
Because
How does one make a statement about anything?
I tell you, I make a statement about not making an effort which involves torture. To me, that's the most obviously false. Why should I torture myself because my wife runs away? Hey, all right, let her run. But if I am attached to her, if I am, all the rest of it involved in this thing, then I am tortured. No, I am, because I don't want to be tortured, and therefore I don't want to have pain, therefore I say, run. If you want to go, go. It isn't that.
No, you see.
Because I feel affection. I feel love. See, my love is that she should be free and I'm free. If she wants to go to another man, I said, go without the least tremor. But when she wants to come back, I don't know. That's a different matter.
Then she's not free anymore.
No.
You go through, when you are going into this, the process is time.
The whole thing is time.
The whole thing is time.
And I said time is disorder. I don't want time. If I accept gradualness, which is time, which is searching, finding, then acting, you follow what I mean?
No, I'm not using searching there.
No, all right.
I'm not using searching. I want to get to the quality of consciousness which listens and receives a question.
Yeah, all right. Which is the act of listening. Not the act of listening, seeking, finding.
But isn't there an act of, I'm asking this really
Yeah,
closely.
yeah.
Isn't there an act of listening, seeking?
No. No, because if I listen, that itself is the discovery. You tell me, look, what is involved in choice? I'm listening, you follow what I mean? I'm not seeking. And you explain to me what is involved in choice. The torture, the thing that we go through. And I'm listening. The very act of listening opens the door through which I see. Right? Because you have made it so clear. And your exposition of the problem is all that matters, to which I am listening.
You go out. And this is clarity which I'm listening to. And a massive confusion faces me.
Yes.
I listen to that massive confusion.
We finished. Confused. That's not going to affect my clarity. Radhika comes along, tells me today that what you're saying is nonsense. Etc., etc. I listen very carefully. I listen. I don't refute, I don't react, I don't reject. I listen very carefully. Right? Not from my conclusion of what I think to be. I have no conclusion. Therefore, I listen to her. Therefore, I see from what angle, etc., etc., she puts that question, and therefore she is confused and wants to assert that confusion onto me. I say, I reject it. Or I walk out, I listen, and I see says no sense, I move.
take a step out of yourself.
Huh? Yes,
Stepping out of yourself.
that's it.
Where you have learned to, you have been.
It's creating this whole thing, image. We'll call that for the moment. Therefore, I shall have no image about myself. I mean, the man who lives across the road, he's been an ambassador. You follow, he's retired, dignity, CD, and all the rest of it in his car, and he has an image about himself. That a Catholic, like, and to them, that is the most safest thing from which to act. It's a fortress in which they live, right? But if you see how ephemeral, how has no existence at all, then that man will say, I'm lost, for God's sake, don't talk to me anymore. You follow what I mean? He's finished. But if you say, look, you and I will discuss this to find out, to see what is the truth of the matter, then you and I have a relationship, not he and I. Because he wants his fortress. He won't go budge out of it. So Pupul's question, what do I do when I meet confusion? Isn't it? The world there, confused, my neighbor, my wife, my husband, my society, etc. They are confused. What do? I have no relationship with them. Not that I'm superior or all that.
But then you live in them.
I do.
You cut at the root of all planning.
All planning.
Which the individual does for himself.
I think he should make a budget with his money.
No, I'm not talking the money part of the
Right.
planning. I'm talking about planning life. Money is just a...
Planning life, I think that's a
understand?
fatal thing.
The decision taking on life.
How can I take decision about life, and life is such a tremendous movement? It's like a river that is flowing at full speed and depth. And I say, I'll decide to carve a little corner on a little bank.
Really, in many ways, this is the very core of what you're saying, Krishnaji. What you have said this morning.
What?
If one understood that, I mean, really, in it.
No, but I think there's much more to it, really. We're trying to add this morning, I don't know. We're trying to put it together too,
It's an enormous.
It is enormous. But I think the problem being so enormous.
You see, take for instance, Krishnaji, the very movement of thought. Take the fact that you have no control on it. I'm just putting you have no control because there is no choice involved. You can't say I'll choose and think this way and not. But take thought.
the moment you say there is no choice in thought,
The whole thing is.
then thought has very little meaning. Therefore it won't be, oh,
But to observe that direction, that force with which it, I mean, really it is unrelated to one.
I know. It's unrelated to one when there is no image. If there is an image of my being a great man, then of course thought has very great significance.
If you were asked, what is the essential problem with any one of us,
With man,
what would you say?
I don't know. Essential
What is
problem,
the one
I
thing?
don't know. Because each man wants.
No, I'm not talking of the wanting, but to.
After all, most people want, don't they, to be happy in their relationship. With regard to things, with regard to ideas, with regard to with regard to people. That's the only thing we want. I want to be secure that I have a property. Secure my ideas are right. Secure in my relationship. That's all we want. Knowing the tremendous insecurity of all that, I create an image in myself which will give me security. The image being God, the image, all the rest of it. The little man of the 15th century, according to Freud, who lives in him.
Then the important thing is to be aware of the image, to see the image.
No, sir. No. The important thing is to listen to the man who is saying this. Then if you say, I'll be aware of that, then you have again brought in the whole process of time, all that. But if you say, if you are actually listening with all your heart,
That is the difficult
right now, that's all, finished. You either reject, say, walk out of the room, say, sorry, I'm not interested in this. Or you're too disturbed, and you say, no, sorry, I don't want to be disturbed. Out you go. But if you remain, you have nothing else to do but absolutely listen completely.
It's 2:30 or so.
What past?
2:30.
An hour.
Yeah, 25 too, so.
it means really people, doesn't it? You see everything, life as it is. Right?
Yeah.
The churches, the gods, the priests, the saviors, the masters, the bank manager, the business, the torture, the politics. You see the whole thing as it is. These are facts, these are facts. So I see that. And I don't want to live that way. It's a choice, that is not my choice that I want to live that way, or I don't want to live. I say that's no meaning. Except good food, clothes and shelter, that's all right. So I said to myself, I want to live, not one, how do you say, no torture. No problem. Then you might say you will become an idiotic, an idiot. I say, all right, I don't mind being an idiot.
This is again, I get stuck. I mean, I'm just maybe a moron, but I get stuck. I can completely comprehend moving, not choosing, acting, moving.
Yes, you can understand. Then what happens?
But I cannot understand from which source a statement like which you make.
It's very simple. I see a man being tortured about his wife. Right?
Yeah.
I know why he's tortured.
Yeah.
I see all the implications of that torture, the psychology, the inward, all that, and I say, all right.
But why is this necessary?
Huh?
Why is
What?
the...
Why he's tortured?
No. I said, why is it necessary to...
See.
No, wait.
Why is it necessary to have any statement at all?
Not, I see.
No,
I'm not making a
No,
statement.
I'm just putting it that way.
I know.
Because,
That's
so,
only that of course is not.
Correct.
It
when
limits
it comes from you, it comes. It acts as a.
Yes, quite. But I see that.
Yeah,
I see that.
I understand.
And I see that because I see it very clearly. You follow what I mean?
I understand.
Out. You are no longer in it.
Doesn't that, it's a very, which means that the human being is just a perceiver.
And
he
therefore...
doesn't exist in depth.
Huh?
He doesn't exist in depth.
What do you mean?
I understand what you mean. Wait a minute. If I am merely a seer, then there is no depth to that. Right? Now wait a minute. Is that so? But to see so clearly, right, needs tremendous depth.
What is that depth?
Right? First let's see, wait, isn't that so? To see...
Depth in the sense of inactivity.
Yes, depth in the sense of inactivity. But depth which is inaction sees. Therefore it is not just seeing. I don't know if you can, right?
Yes.
Right? Look, to see man as he is requires not only a tremendous inquiry, awareness, of observation, listening, reading, see, you follow all that's implied in that, right? But a silly man, a man who hasn't gone through all this, he says, I see, it's very superficial, right? But the man who has seen in the sense, he's got tremendous depth.
Oh, yes.
Right? It's the depth of a river that's moving. I don't know. There's tremendous volume behind it.
Yes. Of inquiry.
Of this total understanding, not of inquiry. Inquiry is very shallow, isn't it?
Yes.
Huh? But having inquired, having looked, having observed, etc., it's gone, you follow, quickly all through all that. He's got tremendous weight behind it.
Yes.
Like a river that's got great volume, therefore it's moving. A river that has no great volume peters out in a few days, right? So he's looking from a depth, not artificially, not superficially. I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
But he's not looking from knowledge,
Yes.
not from the professor, not the professor who is looking. I don't know. Huh?
Yes. Not from memory.
Yeah, not from memory, not from knowledge, not from information, nor from experience.
But in a sense, having inquired gives having inquired and having discovered the falsity of certain kinds of activity. gives it a certain-
Or you never inquired but saw it immediately.
Yes. But the fact that
How you are asking what?
I'm asking, it's a kind of knowledge, but it's not like stored, like memory knowledge.
No, I don't think it's related to knowledge. Look, why didn't you become a Hindu? Why didn't you become a Catholic? Let's say you're a Hindu. But why didn't you become a Catholic? You saw Hinduism, Catholicism, Protestantism, Zen, this moral, organized. You saw it, right? It didn't require tremendous experience,
No.
inquiry, searching. You said it's obvious. So you threw it out. No, because not so. Because you saw it, you stepped out of it.
Yes.
It was not a voluntary act, it was natural. Right? It was an action from depth, not from knowledge.
Yes.
I don't know. Right?
But therefore, sir, we should conclude that we cannot see that totality of life, or whatever it is, because there is not enough depth in us.
No, not conclude.
And that,
Not conclude.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. Sir, look, sir, you are a homeopath. Look at it. Huh? What do? You listen to every symptom the man says. You are not judging. You are not saying, you don't start with any conclusion.
Yes.
But the picture he is painting
Yes.
shows you what you should do.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
But in order to do that, I have a certain knowledge.
Yes, but
And
that's what we're talking.
yes, and that's a depth which is needed.
It's not knowledge.
In order to see immediately that.
Do you use your knowledge when you do that?
No, but the moment that the picture is complete,
It is
knowledge comes into play. I mean, immediate. It's immediate.
Yes,
It's
but
immediate.
is it knowledge?
But,
Or,
but because I have acquired that knowledge, which is stored there,
yeah,
the moment that the pixel comes, I say yes. this
yes,
is the
probably
picture.
in that case it is knowledge.
It's like a
If I
telephone
listen
directory.
the same way, I would have no such reaction.
Of course.
It's quite a
Of
different
course.
process.
But that you are dealing with a specific, specialized...
Technological
Yeah,
thing, like
see,
a telephone directory.
right. But we are talking of a total thing.
Yes, and you see the question was, is it superficial just to see? And you said no, it's not superficial because there is a background,
No,
Ah,
it's a
no.
depth.
a depth.
I wouldn't even use that word. Let's put it differently. No, let's put it entirely differently.
Now this, the question is, this silence or depth or whatever it is it in every individual?
And I
Is
don't
it
know.
in every individual?
No, I still not. What was it?
May I go back and say something? When you were talking about the Catholic Church and Hinduism
Or
and having
communism and all the rest of it, socialism.
But in a sense, I am the Catholic. My activity is the Catholic Church, is the Hindu
Quite.
Church, is
Yes.
communism. So when I see that they are no longer necessary, then not necessary, but that way of acting is not going to lead anywhere.
You are out of it.
I'm out.
Yes. Look, to answer your question, the other question, is a human being merely the seer without any... Huh?
Yeah.
There, because he's a doctor or a homeopath or a technician engineer, because he's specialized, he's seeing with a certain background. Right? But if you are concerned with the totality of life, this is what we are discussing, then is mere seeing total, or do you see only when there is complete silence? You follow what I mean? That is, you listen in silence. And you cannot listen in silence if you have reactions to what is being said.
No. And then there is nothing to listen to.